opened my window and some like massive ass bee flew in, I fucking shat myself. Shut up, okay, I'm not a pussy, alright? If the bee was huge, I wouldn't be as scared because I could beat its ass. But it's so tiny, I couldn't beat its ass because it elusive as fuck, you know. Unfair, man. Who the hell gave them these advantages? Make them bigger, man. So you punch that fucking... I don't mean to offend anyone, but when I see somebody with dyed, dirty blonde hair, guys especially, with earrings or some sort of piercing or tattoos, and they are close to my age, habitually I think that that's like somebody trying to be some sort of gangster because they're like breaking the rules, you know. My parents would never allow that kind of shit. For some reason, they are always very obnoxious around their friends. At least they're very menacing, they're very vocal, and they're not afraid to bully you with their words. So they are quite scary. When I was younger, a lot of people are afraid of these people who appear very cold and dismissive, and we generally try to avoid them because we don't want to poke them too much where they explode. I think many of these dismissive and cold people need the most attention. If somebody has to act in a way that pushes people away deliberately, that means they probably had some trouble with keeping people near. Maybe the fear is too much that someone will leave them. Maybe they're afraid of intimacy because of, I don't know, perhaps their parents used to beat them or something like that. If someone has to deliberately push people away and appear dismissive, they are 80% of the time probably trying to just save their own skin, trying to feel comfortable and avoid that potential fear. I think that we should not even acknowledge that they are being dismissive, and I think that if they are in our path, we should greet them, we should be warm to them, we should act as if they are not trying to push us away. I mean, of course you don't want to be too pushy, you know, but just treat them like any other person, and if they're not reciprocative, then fine. People are avoiding them before even getting to know them because of this front they put up, which is their fault, of course, but I do think we should challenge the idea that these people should not be approached, or challenge the idea that these dismissive people don't want to be approached. Generally, I would like to believe that these people dig a deeper and deeper hole for themselves when they're dismissive. Hold on, I need to clarify that, of course, not all cold and dismissive people are going to have tattoos and piercings. That's not the point here, you know. Generally, cold and dismissive people, okay? I just referred to the tattoos and piercings thing because in my society, that was the most observed pattern, that many of these cold and dismissive people look like that. Either that or they are the cold and dismissive who are very shy and they don't look competent at all. That sounds mean, but you know those people, you know, in the classroom, sitting at the corner of the class, never forming any groups when it comes down to it. They're in their own world, they stumble about silently with their shoulders rolled forward and looking down like they're about to shoot up the school. Those people are cold and dismissive as well. I'm just referring to them generally. I think cold and dismissive, scary or not, they should be included. We should talk to them. We should be warm to them. Don't let their cold and dismissiveness affect how we want to present ourselves. Don't be afraid to joke with these people. Don't be afraid to offend them by asking them about something they're wearing. They should be talked to like normal human beings. And them having an anger outburst just because they appear cold and dismissive, I feel like it's exactly the same chances as anyone will have an anger outburst. Becoming cold and dismissive has literally no point to it. Zero. There's zero benefit from it, except probably the attention you get for, I don't know, trying to express how focused you are or how hurt you are that you don't want to form any new relationships. I would like to believe that generally nobody intrinsically wants to be that way. I see all these movies of men who become dismissive, right? And then somebody comes along, like always a girl, they come along and they save them. Suddenly some feminine, cheerful girl is around and she nurses their emotions back to health. In real life, that never happens. Who the hell is gonna sacrifice that? Who the hell is gonna go against their fears just to do that for you? Of course, there will be people who are less fearful of that. But banking your life on the chances that somebody comes around and saves you, not gonna happen, brother. I mean, not gonna happen 99% of the time. And it's going to be absolutely depressing. I've been cold and dismissive for many years. Nobody ever came. What the fuck? They lied to me. All the movies lied to me. Cold and dismissive does not mean that somebody will come and save you. In fact, the more hurt you are, the more cold and dismissive you become, the more people continue to run away, and therefore you hurt even more. And you become even more cold and dismissive. And it's a never-ending hole. You dig yourself so deep into the ground. And it gets very depressing. It gets very confusing. And you get very angry and resentful. So stop digging, brother. Stop becoming more and more dismissive to cope with being lonely. How the hell does that add up. So you're sad for being lonely. So you push people even further away. I understand you're hurt, but are you dumb? The answer is to remain warm and charismatic no matter what. Stick to your core values. Do you want to be a cold and dismissive person? Why? Is it because, these cold and dismissive people are always competent in the films and TV shows you watch? Sure, it's cool and all, but how often do you see a cold and dismissive, competent person in real life? Maybe now and then. Those at the top are always warm and charismatic. That is how you have to be. That is what a successful, mentally healthy man is, who is going to attract a mentally healthy partner. And you're going to sit there with your cold and dismissive ass, attracting females who fuck around and want to break down your character because of some, internal daddy issues they have because of how cold you are to them. That's who you're going to attract. And that's if you are even competent enough to attract a female, which you are probably not if you're choosing to be cold and dismissive 80% of the time. Being cold and dismissive is not the way to go. Stop it, man. You're digging yourself so deep into the ground. Nobody can reach their hand down there to pull you up. And even if somebody comes along and does that, they are either fucked in the head and have some sort of daddy issues that they need to overcome, and you're going to have the most toxic relationship of your life, or you're gonna hurt them so badly they're gonna leave soon anyway. You need to heal yourself no matter how painful it is. If not, you are going to bleed onto the people who did not hurt you, and you're going to forever dig yourself a hole. You're going to remain lonely for a very, very long time, and you'll probably stab yourself one day. But listen, it isn't impossible to change, and it isn't going to take a very, very long time to make the first step. You will see results quickly, especially if you're in situations with obligatory relationships. You can make tiny steps to become more open, become more warm, to stop being such a freaking loser and pushing everyone away. Stop having that dismissive frown on your face when you're doing things. Nobody fucking cares that you're upset. I'm sorry to tell you. Who the hell cares? Stop talking with that slight upset tone whenever somebody talks to you. I do that all the fucking time in the past because I'm so afraid that they leave me that I don't even try to start anything with them. It's absolutely stupid. It's a numbers game, my brother. If you don't want people to leave you, make your options infinite, alright? I think that's the only way to cope with it. Stop being so, shut off and angry. You look stupid and nobody's ever gonna come and pull you out of your hole. Except me, of course, because I'm the most virtuous man there is. But nobody else will. No matter how virtuous they preach they are never gonna reach their hand down there because it's terrifying. Because you could bite their hand off. But I'm gonna reach in there because I'm a G. And my hand is way too hard for you to bite through. Being cold and nihilistic is pathetic. Girls will run away from you unless they have a problem. You won't make healthy friends. You'll probably make friends that take drugs with you and they are also hurt in some way. Which can be good, but you're gonna be stuck in the same place forever. If you are a cold and dismissive person, first step is to take ownership of it. Understand that it has destroyed so many opportunities you could have had. Be sad about it for a while and then move. There's so many things you can do to start. Let's say you're in school. You're a cold and dismissive person. Everyone already knows that, so they're all afraid of you. What can you do? One day or sometime or another, somebody will eventually approach you because of some sort of obligatory circumstance. Focus on how you reply. Show gratitude. A thank you, a sorry goes freaking mouse, alright? It's good. Sorry and thank you works wonders. Stop being cold and dismissive. At least slightly smile when you say thank you. And do something back for them. See, you have a reason. When they do something for you, you can do something back for them. You're given a reason, so you don't have to be afraid of, breaking your character or drawing too much attention when you become too warm. There's so many things you can do. Focus on how you reply to people and make sure you max out that skill on your skill tree. Start trying to look into their eyes. Even if you're creepy as fuck at first, you have unlimited opportunities until you die. Opportunities are going to keep coming and time is going to keep passing. So you got to captivate on every opportunity you're given. And if you fuck up, sure, fine. Don't feel upset about it. There's going to be another one in the next day or the next few days. Then capitalize on that one. You still can't, dude, there's another one in a few days. Alright, it will keep coming back. So don't be afraid. Small adjustments each time. Maybe look into the eyes for 1 second longer each time you talk to someone or somebody talks to you. Be more expressive with your thank yous. Try to smile. Look like a fucking idiot, but try to smile. Adopt more habits that other people are doing. For example, hobbies, take swimming lessons, go to the gym. You definitely find people there and somebody will eventually ask you to share a machine in the gym or whatever, and then you can focus on how you want to reply to that. You got this. You actually got this, alright? But you need to be willing to change. That's the problem. And now to address people who want to deal with this cold and nihilistic people. For example, maybe you want to talk to them but they are scary as fuck, or you don't know how you should navigate yourself around them. I think the only way we can, kind of connect with these people or coexist with these people that are dismissive and shit is to have zero concern about how they portray themselves. Zero. That sounds like an absolute absolute asshole thing you do? Or what if I hurt their feelings, you know? What if they kill themselves the next day or become a school shooter? Who cares? Then they do. I'm kidding. But what are the chances they do that? Okay, it's scary that they could have anger outbursts. In the past, I wouldn't dare to approach and try to make friends with somebody with piercings and blonde hair because they could start yelling at me in some foreign language. But after a very, very long time, consistently, deliberately forcing myself to face my fears, the best way for me that I found is to literally act without concern of them. So I still approach them. I'm still warm to them. They look at me with that angry ass face and I sit there unfazed. I have a great conversation with them. They open up to me. They start being less and less dismissive. There was this guy at the gym. He looked very menacing, alright? He got the freaking dyed hair. He got the piercings. He got the funny stuff, alright? So I went up to him and started talking to him. You know, I see him around often. How you doing, man? Can I share the machine with you? Sure, he is terrifying. The first sentence I uttered to him. The first sentence you utter to these people, you can already realize that they are human too. There's some eccentricities, there's some ways they behave, there's some ways they move and react to your statement. Focus on the person you're talking to when you talk to them. Doesn't matter if they're dismissive or cold, they are human. You're gonna see them lose eye contact, you're gonna see them fumble, you're gonna see them not stand up straight. I don't know what I'm saying, but you get what I mean. They have weaknesses too, if that makes any sense. They are human, man. So we should not, you know, oppress ourselves in order to coexist around these people. And after a short conversation with him, about an hour later, he finished his session and he came over and fist bumped me and said he was going off. Even though he looked fucking terrifying and looked like he was angry as fuck to talk to me. Who cares? Who cares how they appear? You do what you want to do. You be who you want to be. I am waving a destroyed jumps. You express yourself how you want to express yourself. You talk to the people you want to talk to. Nobody cares. We're in 2023. What are you gonna do? Sexually assault you? If they physically assault you, just learn how to fight then. Clock that son of a pang. You know what I'm saying? I'm waving a drumstick at you. You see that? Who cares? To deal with dismissive people, just see them as people and you have the solution. I need to pee really badly right now. Give me a sec. I've returned, motherfucker. The only way to combat this fear that these cold people could outburst onto you or have some sort of hostile reaction, the only way to get over that fear and to start talking to them anyway is to do it. You just have to do it. Find an excuse to talk to them and just start talking to these people. They can be very interesting people. In the past, I have to kind of navigate life without offending these people because I'm afraid what they could do to me, how they could bully me and shit. And I'm afraid I could make them uncomfortable and they will have some sort of explosion. Just slowly start to include them, slowly start to talk to people like that. And then the goal is to be fearless about whatever kind of person is put in front of you. The goal is to be able to talk to anyone, no matter how they look like, no matter how hideous or how beautiful they are, no matter how weird they act or how hostile they act. You want to be able to talk to anyone. You want to be able to smile at anyone even if they don't reciprocate. You want to be able to look them in the eyes with respect without condescendingness or over admiration until you freeze up. The goal is to understand your worth and understand that everyone is human and you can talk to anyone. You really can. So go challenge your fear. Talk to people you are afraid of talking to. And the more strange people you approach, the more people you think you should be afraid of that you talk to, I think that we develop so much resilience and so much understanding about what people are that we just lose that fear and we can start to actually love connecting with people. Actually see the beauty in conversation, even if it's small talk, because we are able to start a conversation with anyone and understand that even if it's bad, even if it's awkward, even if they don't get our jokes or they feel incredibly uncomfortable, you know, they have bad things to say about you afterwards, it don't matter afterwards. Once the conversation is over, it's fine whether you're connected or not. It's completely fine. So we should abandon our fear of awkwardness, of them having anger outbursts. We should express ourselves how we want to express ourselves, make the jokes we want to make, be as vocal as we like to be, as long as we're not breaking any laws or like sexually harassing them. There we go. Human conversation. Beautiful thing. Just gotta face our fears. You know, maybe every one of you I'm talking to right now doesn't give a shit about this, but I know for a fact I was terrified. Maybe I'm just talking to myself. This past 2-3 weeks of talking to more people and you know, I even tried going on Omegle and shit. It's been fun as hell and I think I'm starting to actually see a lot of meaning and a lot of beauty in connecting with people and having conversations. Man, I'm so excited to find the people I deserve. So let's face our fears. To better work.